In a serene coastal town, life unfolds peacefully. Children frolic on the sandy shores while fishermen haul in their abundant catch. Dr. Amelia Carter, a dedicated marine biologist, detects unusual seismic activity in her lab. Her face turns pale. She knows what this could mean. Meanwhile, David Foster enjoys a typical family day with his wife, Maya, and their energetic son, Ryan. They are blissfully unaware of the looming danger. Across town, Amelia presents her alarming findings to government officials, including David, at a formal briefing. The potential for a tsunami is real, she pleads, but her warnings fall on deaf ears. David dismisses her concerns, prioritizing the need for more concrete evidence over causing public panic. On television, journalist Samira Khan reports on a minor offshore earthquake, creating a ripple of concern but no immediate urgency. Meanwhile, Amelia faces frustration. Her ominous warnings are ignored, so she begins crafting her own emergency plans, determined to act if no one else will. David's family embarks on a day at the beach, enjoying the sun and surf. Suddenly, they notice strange signs. The ocean water there is receding far beyond normal. At the Coast Guard facility, Captain Lucas Reed inspects his team, ensuring they are prepared for any emergency that might arise. Small tremors begin to shake the town. Locals start to feel uneasy. Amelia's anxiety grows, urging her to reach David, who is engrossed in another government meeting. She has updated, more dire data. Sensing a bigger story, Samira presses local authorities for more information. David finds himself in a terrible bind. Issue a warning and risk mass hysteria or wait for clearer evidence. The relaxing family retreat comes to an abrupt end when Maya decides to head home with Ryan, leaving David at work. Desperate and with time running out, Amelia activates the local emergency alert system without official approval. Chaos ensues as residents, gripped by fear, flee inland. The serene town transforms into a scene of traffic jams, shouting, and confusion. In the ocean, nature's wrath becomes evident as the water dramatically recedes, signaling the formation of a colossal wave. The tranquil town braces for disaster. Captain Reed stood sternly on the deck, his voice cutting through the chaos. Orders flowed swiftly as he commanded his crew to prepare for a mass evacuation. The tension was palpable, every soul on board aware of the imminent peril. Across town, David's phone buzzed urgently. It was Amelia, her voice breaking as she relayed the tsunami warning. There was no more time to wait. The official alert blared, sending waves of dread through the coastal population. Maya clutched Ryan's hand tighter as they were swept up in the frantic scramble of people attempting to flee. Panic was everywhere, and the ground beneath them seemed to moan in anticipation. The waves struck with brutal force, swallowing buildings, sweeping away vehicles, and forever altering the coastline in a matter of moments. Within an instant, the once vibrant town was reduced to a panorama of broken structures and scattered lives. Samira, the fearless reporter, recorded the catastrophe live, her camera capturing the relentless fury of nature. She knew the risk but felt compelled to share the unfolding horror with the world. In a secure government facility, David's heart sank as he watched the live footage. Desperation clawed at him as he tried and failed to reach Maya. She and Ryan, now drenched and exhausted, struggled amidst the encroaching waters. Captain Reed, undeterred by the danger, led his crew into the flooded ruins on a rescue mission. Each rescue felt bittersweet, successes marred by the visible toll on their resources. Guilt weighed heavily on Amelia as she watched news reports, feeling her warnings were too late to save countless lives. Government officials, including David, worked frantically to orchestrate a national response. However, the enormity of the devastation became clearer as the water receded, revealing a landscape scarred beyond recognition. But chaos reigned as societal order broke down, and survivors turned against each other in their desperation. Amid this turmoil, Captain Reed and his stretched-thin crew continued to pluck survivors from peril, each rescue a glimmer of hope in the shattered world. Determined to help, Amelia joins a volunteer rescue group, her resolve growing stronger with each passing moment. Similarly, Maya decides to head inland, hoping to find safety for her and Ryan. Meanwhile, Samira's team struggles to keep broadcasting as their equipment fails and conditions worsen, but they push on, knowing the world needs to hear their story. David experiences flashbacks of past disasters he's witnessed, which fuel his determination to save as many lives as possible. Far away, Captain Reed spots a signal flare in the distance, a beacon indicating survivors. Emboldened by this sign, Amelia and her group find a small community of survivors, including children. In the midst of this turmoil, Maya and Ryan narrowly escape a collapsing building as aftershocks hit, their spirits unbroken. Reed decides to split his team to cover more ground, aware of the increased risk but unwilling to ignore any chance to save lives. As conditions worsen, Samira delivers a powerful message during her final broadcast before the feed cuts off, her words resonating even in the silence that follows. Undeterred by the encroaching night and growing danger, David continues his relentless search for survivors. Maya spots a rescue helicopter but realizes they're too far out to be noticed, a moment of fleeting hope. Reed's team, resolute, successfully rescues a group of children and elderly survivors. Amelia, with her ingenuity, finds a way to communicate with Reed's team using improvised equipment. Inspired, Maya and Ryan use a mirror to signal the passing helicopter, and Reed, ever vigilant, spots the signal and changes course to investigate. Finally, David reaches the place where he last saw his family, finding signs they might still be alive, an ember of hope igniting in his heart. Amelia's hope. As the sun began to set, Amelia coordinated with Reed, her words precise and hopeful as she directed him to areas with more survivors. Reed's team moved swiftly, their determination palpable as they navigated the ruins. The rescue. Reed's team reached Maya and Ryan just in time. With swift precision, they lifted them to safety, their faces a mix of relief and exhaustion. David's relief. The long-awaited moment came when David finally reunited with Maya and Ryan. Overwhelmed with emotion, he held them close, the weight of fear and uncertainty lifting off his shoulders. Aftershock. A minor aftershock shook the region, causing panic but fortunately no further damage. People held their breath, eyes wide with fear, but relief soon followed as the tremors subsided. Amelia's reflection. Alone for a moment, Amelia contemplated her role in the disaster. She vowed to ensure such a tragedy would never happen again, her resolve steely as she looked toward the future. Government response. David returned to the government facility, his mind focused on immediate relief efforts. He pushed relentlessly, knowing time was of the essence for the survivors. Maya's resolve. Now safe, Maya couldn't stand idle. She joined the efforts at a makeshift shelter, her heart set on helping other survivors, each act of kindness a step toward her own healing. Samira's return. Amidst the chaos, Samira was found alive and brought to the shelter. Though shaken, she planned to document the recovery, determined to tell the world the full story. Maya and Ryan sat on the porch of their temporary home, a small cabin nestled in the hills. The horizon was a patchwork of destruction and reconstruction. They had seen the country torn apart, but now it was time to piece it back together. Maya broke the silence. Do you really think we can do this? Stay here. Help rebuild? Ryan looked at her thoughtfully. We've already been through the worst. Together, we can face whatever comes next. Their hands found each other, a silent promise to face the future, no matter how uncertain. Meanwhile, international aid began pouring into the country. Planes filled with supplies and volunteers touched down at makeshift airstrips. The relief efforts spanned the globe, with countries sending resources and professionals eager to support the stricken nation. Amidst the chaos, Amelia stood before an international panel. She presented her early warning system, a technological marvel designed to prevent future catastrophes. The room was tense as the panel deliberated. Finally, approval came, and funding was granted. A wave of relief washed over her. This was a step towards a safer future. Across town, Samira tapped her microphone and began her live broadcast from one of the bustling rebuilding sites. Her voice carried tales of hope and resilience, stories of communities banding together, people finding strength in one another. Her broadcast rekindled the nation's spirit, reminding everyone that they were not alone. As weeks turned into months, the nation began to rebuild. Schools reopened, children's laughter filling the air once more. Businesses started functioning, a testament to the indomitable will of the people. The spirit of the nation slowly mended, piece by piece, one act of kindness at a time. In the final scene, the camera panned over the rebuilt coastline. The ocean was calm, its serene waves belying the chaos it once unleashed. The lens focused on a new monument, a solemn tribute to those lost in the disaster. It stood as a symbol of resilience, strength, and the undying hope of every survivor. As the end credits rolled, a dedication appeared, honoring those who had lost their lives in natural disasters. A final message emphasized the importance of disaster preparedness and climate awareness, a call to action for a better and safer world.